All right, y'all ready?
I'm ready.
All right, good morning, everybody. It's the morning drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
We're glad to have everybody with us this morning. We got a special guest in the studio with us this morning. Let me go ahead and fade this song out.
Yeah, let's do that.
I probably talk about that every single morning. People are probably really tired of hearing about that by now. Well, good morning, everybody. This is the morning drive with Matt and Jay, and you can text us here while we're on the show at 417-597-4821, and we'd be glad to. Well, if it's as long as it's appropriate, we can read it on the air, unless you don't want us to.
Right.
We don't have anything really, as far as scripture-wise, completely planned this morning, so I'm going into the red there. So this morning's special guest
Is Adam.
Adam, and what was your last name, Adam?
Adam Hilburn.
Hilburn, welcome to the show. You still nervous?
A little bit.
It is warm in here.
It is warm in here. Well, you got three grown men in a how big would you say this is?
Smaller than a jail cell.
It is smaller than
Right.
a jail cell. Unfortunately, I think the three of us know what a jail cell is, or how small a jail cell is.
Yep.
Say that 3 times. Jail cell.
Jail cell.
It's hard to say it without sounding like you have a southern accent.
Right.
Jail cell, y'all. So he's going to share his story with us this morning. We're excited to have somebody else, so that way, hey, I don't have to do all the talking today, Jay.
Right. Awesome.
Okay, we're at the front porch combo portion of our show, Adam.
You don't do all the talking anyway.
Well, when you get on your tangents, you talk a lot too. So
Right.
Or as we like to call the soapbox time with Jay.
Adam's heard the soapbox. He's heard me get on soapbox.
Have you heard the
at
soapbox, Adam?
Huh.
When at work, when I get on my political, when I
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
my opinion, it's like I, get on a soapbox and carry on about it.
Yeah.
I got points and, an
Points.
agenda and checklists and
You should run for president.
yeah.
I think you'd do better than Donald Trump.
I think I would screw this country up.
Well, no. At least if you did screw this country up, you'd tell people whose fault it really is.
Well, I guess that'd be all right because the only true power of the president is his power to address the people.
Right.
He has no real power and veto.
And
Other than that, he's done. Because if they're determined enough to pass something, he can veto it and they can get 2/3 and it's over.
Well, what
there's
about
nothing he can do.
ordering war and stuff like that? Is that a Congress thing that they have to vote for?
They're supposed to be, and yes, the president can act on that.
Because he's a president, he's not an emperor.
But he
or a king,
right? But he can do it if it's necessary. But then he still has to go back for congressional approval. They have to make a retroactive approval.
That, and I think he can declare martial law.
And America loves war, so it's always a good thing that whenever the president does it, the Congress. Is
back in World War II.
Yeah, Congress is usually okay.
I'm sorry. What? Am I interrupting you?
No.
Back in World War II, we didn't like war. People did not like war. They just want.
No, they didn't want to go to war.
Americans just wanted to be by themselves.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, leave us alone.
Right.
Then the Japanese.
Well, what at that point was the last war we were involved in?
Say what?
What was the last war America was involved in back then?
We were involved very, very. I mean, I think it was probably
World War One.
World War One. WW1.
Yeah, so we were tired of war there. Hey, why are we fighting over there? That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
That's their business. Let them fight.
Yeah. And then it didn't end up very good for them. And for us, Japanese thought, hey, everyone else is going to war, so we're going to go bomb Pearl Harbor, and they didn't expect us to
Japanese were
retaliate.
upset because they put people in World War One and made a lot of sacrifices for World War One. And they were a superpower. But then at the Treaty of, was it Versailles, I think, they were basically ignored. None of their input was even...
Like all that they had did at that point just didn't really matter, right?
Yeah, and nobody listened to them or had anything, and it didn't care at all what about what they had to say. So they got an attitude about it, and with having an emperor that they felt was God, that's pretty tough to tell God, hey, you know what? We don't really care what you think.
Right.
So he had a God complex.
He wanted to smite them,
and then they walked away from the Treaty of Versailles, planning for World War II.
Yep, and then they bombed Pearl Harbor.
They were going to show the world.
They didn't expect us to be able to build so many boats so fast either.
I don't think to them it mattered. God said they would win, so
yeah,
they would win.
But he also said he realized after they bombed it that they woke a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
And I think somebody asked him at that point. Somebody asked somebody. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they asked him, "Why didn't you invade the mainland
of the United States?"
Yeah, and he said, "Well, because once
But
we."
who's he? Who's he? I'm wondering. Are these quotes from one of the generals or from the emperor himself or what?
You know what? I should research that.
Because that'd be important to know.
They said once we stepped foot on American soil like that there would have been a gun behind every blade of grass.
And he's right.
Yeah, more so now.
Yeah, more so now. Yeah.
You're awfully quiet over there.
I don't know much about politics anymore.
I don't know.
Right,
I don't
right.
hardly know anything about what I know about different wars and stuff. We watch documentaries on Netflix here at this house. We kind of like them.
Yeah.
That
I was watching them last night.
World War II from space. That was pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. I was watching last night. I was watching the Civil War.
Oh, the Ken Burns one.
Yeah.
Ken Burns does some awesome. You know all those. You've probably seen some Ken Burns if you watch Ozark Public Television.
Yeah.
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 All those big, long, the multi-series documentaries with all the famous people narrating and doing the voices and stuff.
Yeah.
Morgan Freeman does a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Morgan
He's got an amazing voice.
Morgan Freeman.
Oh,
He's in this
Andy.
one.
Oh, Andy Dufresne.
Right.
I'm just sitting here in the sound studio, just sipping on my coffee.
Right. Did you ever see that Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's him. That's
just
the one
having myself a good old
Yeah.
time.
You know, that's really not a good impression. That's the one you got to work on.
Yeah. Hey, what I'll do is, well, I
We
guess.
need to do the suicide impression challenge.
Yeah, we do need to do that. Like people just.
Gomer
You
Pyle.
know what? Do that.
Do Gomer Pyle.
Sorry, I'm reading a text from our correspondent.
Hi, correspondent Kristen.
She was wanting to know who our special guest is.
This is Adam Hilburn, right?
Hilburn.
Hilburn.
Adam Hilburn. He's a friend of mine from work.
Hilburn, correct?
Yes, sir.
Because we have a Wilburn up
Yep.
at work, so that's and it's spelled that only different consonant. You know, he's got a W, you got an H. But so
Yep.
Hilburn.
We got to be friends pretty quick at work because we're both in recovery.
Yeah.
So we could relate about a lot of
Congratulations.
that.
How long did you say? You told me earlier. I remember, but I want you to say it. How long have you been in
I
recovery?
just picked up 18 months about a week and a half ago.
That's awesome.
I was 18 months, actually, the first, which would be the day before yesterday.
Wow. That is amazing. Congratulations
18
to the both of
months since my last
you. I'm
drink.
so proud.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You know, that's something to be very,
that's
very
awesome.
proud of.
I didn't realize we were that close because I kind of never really calculated it before. I was estimating and saying, oh, what month is it and all. But, yeah, it's 18 months for me.
Awesome.
That is awesome. That is something to be very, very proud of.
Yeah.
And, you know,
It's a big change of life. It's such a big change of life. Literally everything in my life is changing. The way I see things, everything. It's like being a different person, which is really hard to do.
yeah.
You know, I made a joke yesterday that I'm like in puberty.
Yeah.
It really is, and that's a pretty good description. You know, and who really remembers puberty because your mind
I do.
changes and you see the world differently so much.
I do remember puberty.
Yeah, it's like awakening, but
It was
before it,
Kind of traumatic.
but how about right before it?
Right before it.
Do you
I
really remember your personality and what life was about to you?
Absolutely. But that's weird because see the weird thing is I remember running around in diapers.
Right.
And, I remember not wanting to wear diapers, but having to because, nature happens to children, to
Right.
babies. I mean, if you're a parent, you've been peed on before.
Oh, yeah.
These are just things that happen to people whenever they have children.
Right.
And you can always tell whenever a dad is very involved with his children and they're very young because he talks with a lisp usually a lot. Like me, I talk but they get that from, it's a baby, it's a baby. I will look at you did.
You ever talk like that, Adam?
Yeah, I have several times.
Do you still?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you have to.
Now, Adam, do you have
Sometimes
children?
that's the only way
Yes,
you
I
can-
do. I have 4 daughters and
Whoa.
a son.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's quite a few children there.
Yeah.
For how old are you?
I'm 32.
32. But I bet you wouldn't give. I don't even need to ask that. You wouldn't give anything for. You wouldn't give them up for anything. I both said you wouldn't
I'm
give
sure
anything for them.
Not by the way he talks about them at work, the stories he tells.
Children are awesome. They keep us young. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, my 12-year-old was on here on the show here about a month ago, and he's just amazes me at every turn.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure how old are what age differences do we have here?
They range from 14 to 2.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Now you have I'm assuming that this is pretty good odds that your daughter is 14.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Oh, she's a good kid though.
That's good. That's good. She's been brought up well.
Well,
Well, at least as well as we can.
she definitely learned from our experiences that things that she doesn't want to do in life. So
That's good. That's very good.
My kids kind of went the opposite, I think.
Yeah.
They liked, I guess, what they saw and wanted to experience it. So they're dabbling in alcohol and drugs, which is sad for me, really sad.
But you know what?
Yeah.
It keeps me on. You see, now that I'm recovering and trying to make amends for the wrongs that I did, the very reason why they didn't want to see me anymore is now the lifestyle they're choosing in a way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of sad for me because now I'm still, it's like we switched sides of the line.
right.
So you're still on opposite sides.
Right.
Of the
It's
line.
not like I could go over there and be like, hey, okay, I'm sorry, I'm changing.
Right.
Here I am. They're like, oh, well, now, you know what I mean? The last thing they want to hear about is recovery and
Right.
abstinence from drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
So,
I realize that in this video, people are only going to see half of me.
yes.
So
I told you could move over
that's
this
all right.
way. I
Hey,
told
you know
needed
what?
to.
Looking over there, I look really thin in that photo, in that video. It's like I dropped half my. Look, I went from a size 44 down to a 22 waist. Look at that.
That's awesome. Hey.
Of course, it looks
the
like I'm
power
all
of
right.
cinematography.
It looks like I'm all right.
Yeah.
Kidding.
Because you are in there.
Yeah, in that because it's only my right side.
Your left half is.
He just pushes the mic. Your left half is.
Yeah, but you got to do the squeak.
I can't do the squeak.
Cool. Anyway, so we were talking about
there
recovery.
Was no squeak.
Recovery.
Now
yes.
you've gotten involved in recovery. You're on a board somewhere.
Yeah, I'm on a board of MORE. It's Men Out Recovering Every Day. We do a lot of outreach stuff.
So MORE is what is it? An acronym?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an acronym. Men Out Recovering Every Day. We do a lot of outreach. We just did a backpack drive for Ed V. Williams Elementary here in Springfield, and
So it's not co-ed?
no,
Okay, it's men.
No.
Hence
Yeah.
the name Men.
Right, I'm wondering
recovering
if they have
every day.
Do they have a sister group, though, I wonder?
we did, but
Yeah, it's
they
called
kinda-
War.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, and they kind of
more war.
dissipated.
More war. But that's
So-
not WAR.
So back to Men Out Recovering
Sorry.
every
Every day.
Yes.
every day.
Well, we do a lot of community outreach stuff. We go out to the veterans home once a month and play bingo with the vets in Mount Vernon. It's awesome. That's like one of my favorite things that we do. We do toy drives for Christmas. We do clothing drives for the homeless.
So you guys are channeling all of your what would be drug and alcohol time. You're channeling all that energy into something positive that helps the community.
Right, we give back to our community what we stripped away from it during our active addiction.
And it's
Wow.
it's about direct relationship with the community itself. Because don't you find? I know that in our ministry, what I find is we actually put way more into it than what we raise.
Yeah,
You know, what
yeah,
I mean?
a lot of
we are the main donors.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's out there a huge profitable thing where you're going out there and driving to raise money, and then you raise all this money. You basically put in most of everything that comes out of it.
A
but
lot of
you're
the guys
in direct
do,
contact with the community, and that's
Right.
really what it's about.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what makes a nonprofit.
Yeah.
Whatever you make goes back into the community.
Well, but
Yeah.
most of what comes out of it comes right out of your own pocket. You know,
Yeah.
you really have to be committed and serious about it.
But there's nothing
Yeah.
better, though. I mean,
I know.
No.
It feels
what we
so
do,
good.
yeah, what we do, and I'm pretty sure you can agree with us on this. Whenever you're out doing stuff for the community, with the community, not just for them, but with them, interacting with all the people that are where we were a few years ago. Down and out.
Yeah,
Strung out, drunk, and any other
Disturbing
way.
the peace,
Disturbing the peace.
terrorizing the neighborhood.
Just people that most of society has turned their back on. And it clearly states in the scriptures that that's not what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to help the poor.
yeah.
We're supposed to. Now, if I think I was reading in, it was one of the I think it was either 1st or 2nd Peter last night, where it talks about, it may have been actually James, but when it talks about if you have a man come in with really nice clothes on, and then a man come in with not nice clothes on, not expensive clothes, and you pay more attention to the man with the clothes on, that you're wrong. It says, he says, just, he doesn't sugarcoat it.
No.
You are sinning.
Yeah.
Because it's the rich man who's using you,
Right.
When you should pay more attention to the man with the not, without the good clothes on.
Yeah.
That's sitting there, the poor man. You're supposed to pay more attention to them, because that's what Jesus did when he got here. He was with the sinners, the tax collectors, the
People
poor.
struggling.
Yeah.
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 He said, does a person go to a doctor if they're not sick?
No.
Do they? So he was the doctor going to the sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, my point to that was being that we wake up the next morning after doing what we do,
Mhm.
and we never once been like, oh man, what did I do last night? Why did I do that?
No
we don't
regrets
regret.
now. Yeah.
Right.
We don't.
Exactly.
You get a high that's better than any kind of drug, really.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's you guys are. I'm very proud of both of you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Well, the success and what I was trying to get to about that, about that financially, was that the success isn't really in the numbers. It's not how you measure it. It's in the doing it.
Exactly.
That's
yeah.
where the success is, because of what it does in your life, how you're sharing something so important and giving back to people that you've hurt, or at least
Right.
at least maybe not directly yourself personally, but that your lifestyle is what affected theirs.
right.
So,
Right.
and what was the last drive you did?
We just did a backpack drive for Ed V. Williams Elementary.
What did that consist of?
We donated 60 backpacks and all the supplies to go along
Oh,
with
wow.
those backpacks. It was 10 backpacks per grade.
Now it's-
Awesome.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Did you guys actually personally hand them out, or did you bring them to the school?
Some
or?
of the guys did. I had to work that day, so I wasn't there. But we had an article in the newspaper about it in the community section of the newspaper, and
Awesome.
so
That's what I call getting things done.
Yeah. So what was the drive like? How do you do a drive?
well, we sold raffle tickets. I was selling raffle tickets for like 2 weeks.
I remember you selling them there.
Yeah. People raised money. A lot of the guys raised money in other ways. Some people donated money. Like some of the guys do actually. They can afford it. They come out of their own pocket and donate the money to
Yeah.
help. And it's an amazing thing. I'm not to that point to where I can like physically come out of my pockets with the money to help, but I'll do whatever it takes to raise the money and help.
Well, and you're on the
in that
board.
way.
So we got a
Right.
text real quick.
Yeah.
Says, way to go, Jason and Adam. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
so,
you.
yeah, thank you for that text. That's really, we
Give
love
the
hearing-
glory to God, because God's the way I got out of this. It was He's the one that pulled me out. It wasn't until I went to God and really committed everything to Him and was willing to go to any lengths, damn my pride and all that and the fear. I just had to do it. Do what I was told.
And it takes faith to do that.
Do what it tells me to do and not question it.
That's a big thing I got to. The faith. I just kept the faith through this whole, because like I lost everything I had and they sent me to prison.
Yeah.
My children got taken into DFS custody. My wife and I had a no contact order. We broke the contact order and they sent me to prison. And for 9 months after I got out of prison, I had to prove, to them that they could trust me enough to be back around my family. And it was hard. It was hard work, but I kept the faith and I walked through it. And like last week, I got to move back in with my wife and my children.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I bet. And that probably took some adjusting, of course.
Well, yeah, it's still, I mean.
The
it's-
struggle's really just beginning.
Yeah.
It's all.
Right.
This is
Yeah.
like day one, really.
For real, my wife and I, we're trying to get to know each other as recovering addicts instead of, actively using. So it's a little bit different.
Did you guys meet each other when you were both, in that lifestyle?
Actually, no, we were in recovery at the time when we met each other and we relapsed
wow.
together. So it's been a road. It's been
Yeah.
a struggle.
But but it's rewarding to be walking the road you are now.
Yeah, it is.
You know, because now you guys can, you and her can get to know each other in a completely different light and in a completely different mindset. You know, in the mindset that God loves everybody no matter where they're at in life. So
Right.
I had another point, but it just kind of went out the window.
So are you a member of the board or and seat on the board, or are you hold what is it called, an office?
I'm just a board member. We take votes and things like that, and
Right.
my
What
vote,
have you guys been voting
my
on?
vote counts now.
What have you guys been voting on recently?
Well, we just
Good question.
Because you got some stuff coming up, right?
yeah, we got a homeless drive coming up. We're gonna do. I don't know. I got a list here of the things we got coming up.
We have a resource and a connection if they need one. If they're looking for a homeless homeless outreach to go through, we know one. It's called Midtown Recovery. They feed the homeless 3 days a week or 2.
2 days a week.
2 days a week, and they're open for homeless to come in and fellowship and stay off the street.
Oh, yeah.
How many days a week is that though?
They're open Sunday through Sunday.
Sunday through Sunday. So they're there for the homeless and the drug addicted people to come to. And Suzette, they're incredible people of faith, and that's what I was kind of getting at too. Is that, see, we saw them. I got involved after they'd opened for a little while, but
Yeah.
from then to now, I've seen it grow so much, and they have just poured everything into it. You've seen them suffer so much with it, and with so much commitment, and not depending on results. But I don't go over there every day, so from the inside looking out for them, it's a constant struggle. One that they won't give up because it's their commitment and their service to God. But from the outside, I go back after like 6 months, and I'm like, wow, what has happened here?
Yeah. Now their people are
Yeah.
wrapped around the building. You've seen them out there. They're just packed
Yeah.
down that sidewalk on Sunday
So
afternoons.
you can't measure those things that way. You
Yeah.
really
No.
just can't measure them. Your commitment to God, sometimes you don't see the results. You really don't. Even if they're right in front of you, you don't see them because it's really not your place to see them. It's your place to just do what you're called to do.
Right.
So what is this? You're getting some paperwork out now
Oh,
about
yeah, I got
about your
the-
next.
I
the
got a
homeless.
list of the things that's coming up. On November 5th, we're doing our homeless drive. We're getting ready for that now. We're taking donations, clothes, anything.
How do they contact you to make a donation?
Um,
So this is more men,
men out recovering every day.
right?
The building's located at 840 South Glenstone, and the phone number is 417-866-3293.
It's 840 South Glenstone,
Yeah.
Springfield, Missouri. Because
Yes.
this is an international show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In the United States of America.
It's, yeah, in the United States of America. So that's the address. And what's the phone number again?
It's 417-866-3293. You can contact Rhonda Richards up there, and she'll get you.
866-3293 with
And
area
we'll
code
include
417.
that. We'll include that information when we close again today. So
Yeah,
what were you
absolutely.
saying is coming up?
Our homeless drive's coming up on November 5th. We got a autism walk we're doing on the 12th
Oh, wow.
next week.
Wow.
Well,
Axe Media Group. Our president, Jim Whining, has an autistic child, and he is a big autistic supporter.
Yeah.
So that's really great. That's a good
Autism
connection right
awareness. That's his call in life is
there. He knows all about it. He's lived
oh,
it.
yeah.
He's
That's
lived
awesome.
So,
Yeah, we do all kinds of those walks. We do the diabetes walk, the MS walk, and we're doing the autism walk on the 12th. We got Halloween. We got barbecues and things we do for the guys because we do so much work. We put so much effort into things. We got to have our fun too. We do float trips and things like that. So.
yeah.
it. Right. Now, if they feel like it's okay, and as far as I'm concerned, you're welcome on the show anytime. If you've got something coming up you want to announce, or even if you want to have us announce, just let us know. We'll
Yeah.
tell people about
Hey,
it. Just
that's
give me a
cool.
written out paper what you want to hear.
Right. They put me in charge of letting people know when things are coming up and stuff like that. So
Cool.
Hey.
Yeah. So
we
hey.
have a radio show. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yeah. And the television, the videos are due to be released in 2025.
He says
So
that.
people might be a little late to the event.
He
Is
says
that okay?
that jokingly,
That's
but then I'm wondering at the same time, is it jokingly?
I have 1 hour and 20 minutes left on this set of recordings, and
Oh.
I really have to turn that in because my computer can't store it all,
No.
and it wants to make copy. So I got it just jams up my computer.
Yeah, that's not good.
So I
Jamming
got to get up there this week.
up the computer's bad.
Yeah,
It's a
I
bitty,
have
bitty
Saturday
bad.
off. Do you know if they're
Don't
in the offices on Saturday?
I don't know that they're.
I
Any
bet he'd make a special appearance for me
Yeah, probably.
because he
Actually,
wants that video.
I know without a doubt he would. But worst
So
case.
Jim, if you're listening, give us a text. We'd like to know.
He also.
Yeah,
I mean, I
comment.
don't know if he's going to be in there. I don't know if he's going to be in there today or not.
Were you trying to say something? Were you
No.
okay? So that's awesome. This works out because you're in charge of media, basically,
Yep.
letting people know about the events and making announcements and all that stuff. And we work together and
Right.
we do radio. So we're here for you.
I'll
All
talk to
Really,
the
right.
we
station.
want to support you guys
That's
and we want to
awesome.
support your endeavors.
Absolutely. I'll talk to the station manager about it.
Yeah.
That's great.
He's the station manager, by the way.
I gotta be goofy. I gotta be goofy. That's my job. It's my job to be goofy.
Okay, we'll wait. We'll wait for you. Can you talk to him right now?
Can I? Yeah. Hang on a second.
Because we really need a response. Some elevator music.
Yeah.
Yeah, my elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. Apparently.
They stopped.
Right.
This is. I'm a little bit sleepy this morning. I was a little bit wired yesterday because I had a couple Red Bulls and about 3 cups of coffee before I came onto the show.
Right.
Sorry, my chair is all sliding down on me.
How
I'm
many?
like,
How much Red Bull?
I had, well, two. Somebody gave me 2 20-ounce Red Bulls. I didn't drink them like all at once.
Right. Anyway.
So I'm a little bit slower this morning than I usually am. So you're
Nice.
gonna have to excuse me out there this morning, everybody. We're gonna take ourselves a real quick.
So you're saying you're crashing?
No. I didn't have any last night. I'm talking about yesterday.
Oh, okay.
When I got off work, I was all like, "Meh."
Right. Okay.
wired, as you like to say.
How is that
Cool.
again?
Wee.
Yeah.
Wah.
I can't get it right.
Wee. You remember
Try
the
it,
sound
try
I
it.
told you I make when dogs would be chasing me? When
Right
dogs
when the
would-
dogs chase you. Yeah.
It was, yeah. Boy, I ran fast whenever there's a dog chasing me. I can run pretty fast, probably more so now.
I had police dogs sicked on me when I was a teenager for growing marijuana.
What?
Yes.
Wow. Did he bite your arm?
No, when we ran into the woods and they won't let back then in that neighborhood they wouldn't let them chase us out of sight because we'd kill the dog.
You know, that's the
Why
same
would
as.
you kill a dog?
Well, a police dog because it's going to bite your ass.
That's-
Hey,
Oh,
That's
excuse my language. I'm sorry. Flashing back a little.
That
Sorry
was-
about that.
ladies and gentlemen,
Very
this-
sorry. Very sorry.
we do not have a edit button on here, so I'm going to go ahead and
Well, I was but now anatomically, okay? So it wasn't
But-
the cuss
but-
word, it was the actual anatomic.
right. Okay. There's. It's all right. It's all right. Nobody, I don't.
So
think
yeah, back then it was like, hey, you better prepare to defend yourself.
we do.
Because
sit
it ain't
here-
like because you put your hands up in the air like that, like a regular police officer, and the dog still bites you.
Yeah,
It's
and
not like a police officer where
he's
you
like saying,
surrender
"Hey."
and they cuff you.
Was it murder
But-
back then?
Not then, no, but it is now, and that's why.
Well, yeah. Back now, it's murdering a police
A
officer.
police officer,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because they actually
Yeah.
have badge numbers.
And we never did that. I'm not saying that that's what we
Right.
did because we didn't.
But a lot of people did because
Yes.
this is just a dog. Back then, they were just dogs.
And I'm not saying, and do not run. See, I've made a lot of really big mistakes in my life, and I regret them. I don't want to sound like I'm telling a war story of such a great thing, but the dogs, yeah, I don't know why that brought me up. I flashed back a little bit.
That was funny
I
though.
apologize. And God forgive me. That's
you
not
know-
something I've really confronted, and
Well, we talk like that sometimes when we're on the front porch, and this is technically the front porch convo portion of our show.
yeah, technically.
And we get comfortable
And I
in here,
still have
ladies
been.
and
I've been
gentlemen.
holding you off from the break. We better get to it.
That's all right. That's all right.
I gotta go sweat a little bit now. I had a flashback. That was pretty tremendous. That was incredible.
See, I've never been attacked by a police
Wow.
dog.
It's scary as hell. It's very scary.
Well, hell is scary.
It's a
Hell
very
is
scary.
hell is a
situation.
scary place. You can say that. It
Yes.
really is. I mean, that's a place that I do not want to go. Now, don't get me wrong, everybody. I'm not scared into salvation. Accepting salvation. you don't want to scare people into accepting Christ as their personal Lord and Savior, because that's not what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
God does want us to have a healthy fear of Him, but not a fear like, oh, I'm scared of Him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like that. Like my mom always told me growing up, and you know, we might not get to a musical break this morning, but
I've got to have one now.
Do you?
Yeah, I need a break.
You need a break. Okay, so my mom. I hope this isn't somebody getting on to us about that.
I do sincerely apologize for the language. We want this show to be appropriate.
It's Kristen. She's like, oh my word.
What?
Oh.
You know, and people know me now would say there's no way you ever were in that situation, but that's not even the worst of things I've been involved with. So just imagine, you know, it changes you. Recovery really changes. It has to, and you have to change through recovery.
Absolutely.
And even you, I've known you a long time, and I imagine a lot of the stuff I've been through, you wouldn't even expect from me. But
well, you know, I haven't. Everybody out there knows about my story of recovery, really, but
not really. I don't think so. I don't think you've ever really shared it on the.
well, no. Well, I might share a little bit of it either after we come back to the break, because we're also going to get to know our guest a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But this is actually fun having 3 people in here. Cause,
It is. I like it.
Yeah. So we should probably try to have a guest every day.
That would be great.
You know, unless you want to go pick him up every morning and have him do the show with us.
I would.
You know,
I would
the
do
morning
that.
drive with Matt, Jay,
But
and
that's
Adam.
a big commitment for him, and he has a wife and kids. So
Yeah. We'll just have it a WYC when you can.
we'll see. Yeah.
Once a week.
Yeah.
Yeah. We could have you on Thursday, so you could be our Thursday.
When you've
Fellas.
got some things that you need to cover with the group that you're on the board for.
Right.
You know,
That'd be
Yeah,
great.
that is actually good, really good. And if you're ever out and about, like
more, it's called.
doing a walk or something early in the morning, or you're involved in facilitating that, putting that all together, right?
Yeah.
We can call you on the phone and put you on the radio, talk to you. How's it going out there? And
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Cool.
So what we're going to do, everybody, is we're going to take ourselves a quick break. Be sure and text us at 417-597-4821. You can also email us at Matt and Jay Morning Drive at gmail.com. This song is, I believe it's called I Will Rise. So we're going to go ahead and hit play on that right now.
Love that song.
And we'll see you here in just a few minutes. This is The Morning Drive.
What?
I said check.
Check. You're there. You're still there.
Yeah, pull it closer to you if you want.
Here. What?
There we go.
All right.
Is your back
Thank you.
bothering you?
No.
Okay, good.
Thank you all for coming back and listening to us. This
And
is
by the way, I
The Morning
think
Drive.
somebody's listening, and I just wanted to say before we got away from that song, that's my go-to song.
that's your go-to song.
Yeah. Not that version, though, and not the,
It is a nice go-to song,
It's
though.
Jesus Culture, I think, that does
Yeah,
it.
you're thinking of the Jesus Culture one.
Yeah, that's my go-to worship song.
So welcome back, everybody.
Awesome.
This is The Morning Drive. We just got done washing Jason's mouth out with soap, so he'll be in here blowing bubbles here in a little bit. But thank you all for tuning in and dealing with us today. That was so funny.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, I don't think that really, if that offended you, I do apologize.
Yeah.
But, hey, we're real here
that's
on the
real.
show.
That is real, and it was
That's-
very real to me. I actually relived it for a second, so I'm sorry that
Well,
that came out.
The thing
But-
is, if you show me somebody who has never accidentally, let out a little swear word like that, I mean, it could have been way worse.
I think most of us know
It
what
happens.
I think most of us know what it's like when a dog's coming after us. I've
Yeah.
been chased in some way by a dog.
We're real here on the show. I mean, that was an accident. Did you get a text from somebody?
I got a text from somebody. Yeah.
Probably one of our bosses. Is it our boss?
No.
Oh, whew.
No. It was the Facebook person I was talking to about I Will Rise. I Will Rise, but by Jesus Culture.
Yes, that is a very good song. I actually played
Jesus
that on the
Culture
guitar
is
for a
my
while.
go-to band as far as praise and worship. Like when I'm not with you, because you're the Good News Band, and that's really where I worship. Is mostly at the practices and the events is where I really worship, and I get so excited about it. But Jesus Culture, when I'm not,
Yeah.
when Good News Band's not available for me to listen to, Jesus Culture is where I
Yeah.
go, and I Will Rise in particular.
Yeah, I actually went on a tangent there for a little while where I did that song.
Yeah.
And
I loved it, and you should do it because you did it really, really well.
how's it go? It's like, I will rise, like Christ was raised to life.
Yeah.
Now in him I live.
See, I
It's a
actually
good
like it
song.
better when you do it, actually. So
good
if you
song.
would do that song, it would even be better.
See,
for
I just
me
got
because I would
goosebumps
use
singing
it.
that little bit.
Yeah.
Just singing that little bit.
You should do it. We should do
I
it
love
live
when-
because you did it so well, too.
I love
You
when
did it
the
all the way
Spirit
through.
makes himself known like that. You get the
Amen.
goosebumps go up the back of your spine and hair raises, and it's like
Yeah.
I'm saying, here I am.
Right.
Or whenever, you're sitting there leading praise and worship, and then all of a sudden, the music dies down and it's dead quiet, and you look out and you see everybody just swaying back and forth. It's an amazing thing to witness that.
Yeah.
And watch everybody having their own personal conversation, their personal experience, God revealing himself to people that way.
Yeah.
I see
And-
that a lot. I go to Praise Assembly, and they have an awesome service out there.
I've heard that they're pretty good out there.
Right.
Galloway Full Gospel is really good too. That's
Galloway is, yeah.
they're the ones that actually
John
that's-
English is the pastor.
Yeah, and he is that they are the sponsoring church of Midtown Recovery as far as like that's their mother church.
Yeah.
So or father church, however you want to call it, it's a really good place.
Affiliate. I think
Affiliate.
it's an affiliate because
Parent
they're
church.
not like actually connected.
Right, but that's where the seed came from.
Yeah. No,
And,
I don't think so.
Well, a lot of people
I think it was Suzette and Buddy on their own,
yeah.
and then the church got involved.
Yeah, and it's amazing how Buddy and all right, first of all, Buddy and I met when when he worked at the trucking company that I work for, and I can't mention the name due to legalities, but as far as like the company where I work, but he worked there for a brief period when I first started working there. And then after I sobered up and started a band, and my first business cards, and it said Joyful Noise Ministries.
Right.
That's what it was called at first. And I should have, I would have been able to keep that if I would have NOIZ,
Maintained it.
but because a lot of the S's are taken out there.
Right.
Hence, Good News, NEWZ, Good News Ministries. We do have a Facebook page, so check that out. Good News Ministries at Facebook.
Yeah.
So we got some videos on there. We got some pictures, and yeah, we'd love to see you check that out. And we're going to let you know that we are playing numerous places here. The Good News Band is.
Mm-hmm.
We're playing, I don't remember the address of that church over on Division.
811.
811
Yep. 811
West Division?
East.
East Division. 811 East Division. It's
on
over
the
there.
12th.
It's right there by what used to be Come and Go.
Yep. From 6 to 8.
From 6 to 8, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a new church there, and that's where churches need to be.
That is a great place for a church.
Yes,
it really
it is because they need church.
I
over
think
there.
they're going to fill it up pretty fast.
Yeah, because
Even though it's a little bit ghetto over there,
in the kitchen,
a lot of times, I know that I grew up in a ghetto till I was 10 years old.
yeah,
So I know that, believe me, faith
they're
is
searching.
But your faith is in your friend and your neighbor, because they really do have your back.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm excited about it. And then we're playing on the Springfield Square on the 19th. We'll be there pretty much all day. What is it, after 10 o'clock? Or does it start at noon?
Yeah.
It might start at noon. We'll have to get with Pastor Joe about that.
Johan?
Yeah.
We haven't decided yet. We haven't got anything worked out particular yet.
Right, but I mean, once it starts, we'll be playing off and on all day, and then we're going to do a final show between. I mean, last year he said we'll start at 7. We ended up starting at 6.
Right.
So I mean, it's one of those things where it's fly by the seat of your pants.
Right.
And we love it out there because we get to.
We're going to be there. We're going to be prepared. If you
Right.
come up to us and you have a request and want to hear something, we'll just do it then.
Right. Well, I mean, we don't know a lot of secular songs.
No,
Sorry.
not secular songs. Christian only.
We
Yeah.
had a guy. We were up playing at Midtown Recovery one time, and this guy just came up in the
Oh,
middle.
I guess that did come out wrong, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like we can do anything.
Right.
No.
He comes up and it just.
I mean, that you want to hear some praise and worship, we'll do that.
Yeah, this guy walked through the door and he said, "Hey, do you know," what is it he said? "Do you know any Ozark Mountain Daredevils?"
Right.
And it was almost mid-song, and I'm like, No.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I know some secular songs. I mean, I sang Knocking on Heaven's Door at a nursing home.
Right.
And didn't realize it till... I didn't realize it until I got to the... because this is before...
Yeah, there's a little bit.
Well, see, even whenever I wasn't living for God, my dad would ask me to come out to the nursing home with him because that's what he does. He ministers at nursing homes. And he asked me to come and play music for him. And so I did. Anytime he asked me, I usually go.
Right.
And we were just trying to figure out things to sing and had about 5 minutes left. And he's like, I got time for one more song. I'm like, well, okay, I got one song I can do. So I start playing this song, right? I sing it. And Dad's sitting there kind of,
Enjoying it.
yeah, he's swaying a little bit. And, those elderly people there, they're sweethearts. And they was just listening.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started singing the chorus, and the look on the senior citizens' faces was okay. I mean, they were just like, yeah, that's good music.
Mm-hmm.
And then I look over at the nurse, and her eyes were as big around as like $quarter, or $half. And I realized at that moment, I'm like, I'm singing Knocking on Heaven's Door at a nursing home.
Not appropriate.
And
But to them personally, it probably was more appropriate than any song.
I talked to the lady. Well,
That's a point where you're getting to the acceptance of the end of your
Well, they
life.
probably got a little scared because I played it on the acoustic like, what's his name? Bob Dylan, and but sang it like Axl Rose.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, yeah. And they're just they're like, what? Is there a cat in here? But Dad was like, yeah. And then he gave me that little bit of eyebrow, where your eyebrows lift up, like, okay, so.
Moving right along.
And afterwards, Dad's like, well, it is kind of true. And the nurse is like, yeah, it is kind of true. So, I
Yeah.
mean, it's not like.
Yeah.
But I've never lived that down
No.
at my parents' house. And sometimes my brother Scott will be like, hey, do Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Yeah, that's just like him too.
So he brings out the best of the worst in me.
Yeah.
Mom used to have to tell him, now, Scott.
You guys are a great time though.
He's like, she's
Fun.
like, do not get him started. He'll
Right.
start saying, hey, do your Weekend at Bernie's. hey, do your Ace Ventura. I'm like, oh, righty then, and doing all kinds of stuff. You remember Weekend at Bernie's, right?
Yeah.
And I would do the whole thing, whenever every time he heard music, his body would start moving and stuff. And I had a whole entire just skit all out.
They got a dance for that now.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do the Bernie.
Do the Bernie.
I didn't know. I had no idea.
It probably looks an awful
I
lot
saw the
like,
movie once. What I remember is the ski boat.
Yeah. You didn't remember him walking under the water with headphones on?
No.
It was totally like a Sony product drop.
Was
but,
it? Yeah.
He had on his he had just
Hey,
this little-
Sony's good stuff though. Oh, I
shaking
should, we
things.
shouldn't say that. I don't know.
Well, because they're not paying us to say that.
No.
A company as big as Sony, see, I said it again. A company as big as them,
I'm sure they wouldn't pay us. They'd probably sue us. They'd find a reason to say, we don't
Cease
want to
and
be
desist.
associated with
Don't ever
that.
say it again.
yeah. Well, who would not
Anyway,
want to be
good.
associated with this
With
crowd
us.
of people?
Right.
We're awesome.
We're awesome.
Awesome.
Like, yeah, we need a bigger room in here.
We really do. We really do. Yeah. Well, so we're actually all looking at.
Hey,
the rims.
Barney. What's going on, man?
We got Barney on the other side of the studio wall.
Yeah,
this
we have
morning.
a live studio audience.
Wow.
All right. Suddenly, I feel like what is that? What's that TV show back in the '90s?
I don't know.
Oh, Bob Saget. Which
Bob Saget.
actually
Full
his
House.
Oh,
yeah. Do not ever watch his stand up if you don't want to be offended.
really?
He is one of the most filthy
Oh yeah.
comedians I've ever heard in my entire life.
Really?
Him, Howie Mandel. I mean, all those people that had kids shows. They
Yeah.
had me craziness.
Huh.
I mean, Howie Mandel. I knew him from Bobby's World.
Right.
Remember that? That was
Yeah.
a Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
I'm kind of dating myself here, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, John Candy played the voice of his uncle on that. It was pretty fun. God rest his soul. John Candy was an amazing actor. See, I told you we bounce back and forth conversations around here, Adam.
Yeah.
So
Well,
just chime in when you
Let's
can.
go with it.
hey, I'm hearing you. Yeah, he's
We're
nodding and Yeah,
my
I know you
rattling.
can't hear that, but you know,
I'm just trying to figure out what's Barney doing here so early this morning.
I don't know. He just came by.
Huh. He just, he does
He
have
has
a
a
key.
key.
Yeah, he does. He does. He has a key.
He wants some coffee.
Are you all right over there? Oh,
He
what
doesn't
did I
drink
do?
coffee. He drinks Dr. Pepper. Oh, just shove it through there.
I just broke something.
No, that's all right.
Uh-oh.
I need to.
There we
redo-
go.
I need to
There we
redo
go.
that anyway.
So, text us at 417-597-4821. We'd love to hear from you. And you can email us at mattandjaymorningdrive@gmail.com. I'm actually going to see if anybody's texted us on that number yet. Somebody did earlier and said, way to go, you two. Talking about your recovery.
Yep.
Let me see here.
Thank you.
You know, I thank God for it because my life has changed so much, and I know where I would be without it. I would either be drunk and high in the hospital, in jail,
Or dead.
or dead, and at the very least hungover right now.
Yeah. You
So
would be drunk on new wine.
Right.
You'd
So-
be waking up saying, "What did I do last night?"
Yes.
Yeah, we don't do that anymore
We
when we
don't
do
do
when we
that.
do the ministry work.
Yeah.
So
The way it was going, probably beat up. You know, back then,
Yeah.
the way my life was headed then.
Well, praise God that He's brought you two out of that.
Amen.
thank God
it
he's
is every
brought-
day. It's a
Yes.
daily reprieve,
Yeah.
and we were talking about that. You know, it is a daily reprieve. I hear it all the time that people say, you know, we are recovered, and you know, it's a thing of our past, and I'm done with that. I'm out of that. But I don't know. I'm not that guy.
I'm not either. I got to keep in constant awareness, and sometimes, sometimes I act out on some defects that I'm not proud of, and it's just a constant everyday struggle.
Yeah. It makes you aware of the focus you need to have.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that. 18 months ago, my last drink, I had changed my life. I had been in recovery for a year and a half. Oh, and by the way, September 17th, it marks my 3rd year in recovery.
Awesome.
But my last relapse, it was just one day. I went out and I thought everything had changed in my life. My attitude, the people I was around, what I was doing with my life. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a half pint. I'm going to sip it till I go to bed and go to bed with a
Celebrate.
cool buzz, you know.
Celebrate.
I'll go to bed with a cool buzz. It wasn't really a celebration. It was just, just wanted to feel better than I did.
Right.
So, I went and I got it. 15 minutes later, I'm back at the store for another half pint. Well, then 15 minutes after that, I'm thinking, you know what, I need another half pint.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to call my sponsor. I called my sponsor. My sponsor called Matt. Matt was here 10 minutes later. So thank God for that. And
Actually,
and-
you called me.
yeah. Oh, did I?
That's why-
Yes.
That's
Okay,
why they
so-
say one's too many, a thousand's never enough.
Right, and my point is I'm that guy.
Right.
I'm that guy. Everything had changed. I'd been in recovery for a year and a half. My life had changed. I was a different person. I was on the right path. Thinking that for some reason I could take that drink was false. I am not recovered.
No.
I am
never.
recovering.
Yeah.
And it is a daily reprieve. It's something that every day without a drink is a good day.
Yeah.
And I know that
For
a
sure.
day with a drink is going to be like every other day when I did.
Yeah, I'm just grateful for the fact that I don't have to mask my feelings today, and I can feel my feelings.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
hard. And that's hard, though.
It sucks because I've heard it said in recovery that like the good thing about recovery is that you get your feelings back, and the bad thing about recovery is you got to feel your feelings.
Right. Yeah.
And I've definitely been through that.
I have trouble coming up with words for what I'm feeling.
Me
I'm
too.
not really sure how to say what it is.
Me too. When my wife and I talk to each other, we don't understand our feelings because we've never really had to feel our feelings. So
Yeah.
we don't. And mostly like when I acted out on a feeling, I acted out in anger so that I knew at least I knew what I was feeling when I was angry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so
So-
extreme.
Yeah. And so
Sorry, I'm
today-
looking up scripture too here.
Oh,
And
that's
I
good.
find that feelings can sometimes just cross the line. There's not really one word that does describe them. You can feel more than one feeling at once.
Oh yeah.
And it goes, it's like a rainbow. Feelings are kind of like a rainbow. They blend together, and you feel so many different things at one time, and it's hard to describe or actually nail it down to one thing.
Exactly.
And sometimes when somebody asks how I'm feeling, I think there's something I think of saying is like, I can't text a book to you, You'll have to buy it when it comes out.
Right.
Because I would be here literally all day. It would take longer for me to describe what I'm feeling than it would for it to pass.
Yeah.
Can I share a little bit of scripture with y'all?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So 1 Corinthians chapter 15, we're going to start in verse 29 here. Because I like to read a little bit before and a little bit after, just to make sure that I have it in the right context.
All right.
So it says in 29, now if there is no resurrection, what will those do who are baptized for the dead? If the dead are not raised at all, why are people baptized for them? And as for us, why do we endanger ourselves every hour? It talks about death being, the sting of sin is death.
Yeah.
It says, I face death every day. So that means he faces sin every day. That's what he meant when he says, I die every day.
Oh, okay.
Meaning I'm in sin every day.
It feels that way, really.
Yeah. I face death every day. Yes, as surely as I boast about you in Christ Jesus our Lord, if I fought wild beasts in Ephesus with no more than human hopes, what have I gained? If the dead are not raised, let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. That's what it says. Do not be misled. Bad company corrupts a good character. So that also you can tell you, hey, you got to watch out who you're hanging out with. Whenever I quit doing methamphetamines, I had to stop talking to every single person that I ever did that with, and basically become kind of a hermit for a while until I could trust myself to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was a topic in a meeting I was at last night about people going around your old friends and stuff.
yeah, because the devil knows what your triggers are.
Yeah.
Like Jason, with you, it's your temper from
Mhm.
back whenever you used to fight all the time, and he knows about all of our pride. We all have pride.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially males have pride. Like you know what I'm talking about,
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Don't you know who I think I am?
right?
Yeah. Exactly.
So and the devil knows our triggers. Mine, he knows my triggers. What makes me want to go and drink, and what makes me want to go and do whatever.
Yeah.
And he'll try and throw those in your face all the time. So you really, if you're around the people that do that, 100% of the time, 100% of the time, the devil is going to use them to try and get you to sucked back in to that lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Paul said he faces death every day. He faces sin every single day.
Yeah.
So there's not a morning that we get up that we're not going to be facing.
And the problem
enemy.
is we know it's a good solution because we used it for so long. Like 27 years, I used alcohol as a solution to everything, and
Right.
it worked.
It takes everything away.
It worked.
I mean,
I made it through the 27 years with it.
Yeah,
So I know it works,
right.
and I know I can survive it at least for a time.
Well, I heard a comedian talking about one time. He said he doesn't know how he's going to talk to his kids. He's like, "Don't do drugs. Drugs are the perfect solution to everything until you do it too much."
Yeah.
But drugs are bad. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm saying, and I've got a new philosophy in life about that is that if I need what I need to make myself feel better than I do right now is to change my circumstances,
What?
to make my circumstances that I feel better about,
Right.
to do the work.
yeah, and then learn how you deal with it sober.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a whole new world.
You tell me.
Like I was telling Jason, that's kind of like and I've used this analogy numerous times. You jump in a pond or a lake, and you want to go down and touch the bottom, and then so you go under the water and kind of like push yourself down towards the bottom, and you realize the bottom's not near as close as you thought it was, so you panic, and you do your best to get up to the top as fast as you possibly can.
Right.
Can you hand that information to him and show him where it is so that when we close, because we're about to close, and that way he can
Here in
read
about
it,
1
it off
minute and
along,
15
he can read
seconds.
it off along with our contact information.
The contact information's right there.
Sorry to interrupt.
Also, I want to let you guys know my wife Rebecca. She is also in recovery. We have the same clean date, and I just want to,
Congratulate her as
18
well.
months.
I'm
yeah.
proud of her, and she's a hardworking, excellent mother and an excellent wife.
And
Yeah.
congratulations, and we'll be praying for you and her both, because you guys are getting to know each other
Mhm.
all over again.
Right.
And just know that our phone lines are open anytime you need us. So we got about 30 seconds, so they've got more. It means men out recovering every day. correct?
Right.
All right, they're at 840 South Glenstone Avenue, Springfield, Missouri, 65712. The phone is 417-866-3293. And you can be sure and text us here at the show at 417-597-4821. And then also you can email us at mattandjaymorningdrive@gmail.com. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask us because we'd love to hear from you.
And remember, we love you all.
And
Take care.
this has been the Morning Drive.